It's 3 a.m. and you're staring at the ceiling. Your mind is racing. You tell yourself something is wrong with you, but the real answer is far stranger. You are not broken. You are ancient. For most of human history, waking in the middle of the night wasn't a disorder. It was just what a night looked like. Think about your ancestors. No streetlights, no screens, just darkness, and whatever light the moon gave that night. When the sun went down, the world got dangerous. Every rustle in the grass could be nothing. Or it could be teeth. So how did they sleep through that? They didn't. Not the way you think. Historian A. Roger Ekirch spent years combing through diaries and court records from pre-industrial Europe. What he found reshaped how we understand a normal night. People slept in two chunks. A first sleep, starting a few hours after dusk. Then an hour or two of quiet waking. Then a second sleep, carrying them to dawn. That waking hour wasn't wasted. People prayed, they talked. They lay quietly and let their thoughts drift. Here's the part that should stop you cold. This pattern doesn't just live in old books. It lives in your biology. In the early 1990s, psychiatrist Thomas Wehr put a group of people in near-total darkness for 14 hours a night, mimicking ancient winter nights. Within weeks, their sleep split into two phases, just like Ekirch's historical records described. Their bodies remembered a rhythm their minds had never consciously learned. But there's an even deeper layer, one that reaches back further than candlelight. UCLA sleep researcher Jerome Siegel studied 3 of the last hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, the Hadza, the San, and the Tsimane, groups living without electricity or clocks. What he found broke the myth of the perfect ancestral sleeper. These groups slept about 6 to 6.5 hours a night, often broken by brief wakefulness. And yet insomnia, as a concept, barely existed for them. Waking in the night wasn't something to fix. It was just part of the texture of rest. So what changed for you? Light changed. Expectation changed. You were taught a good night's sleep means one flawless, unbroken block. That idea is incredibly young, a product of factory schedules and electric light, training your body into a single tidy shift. But your nervous system never got the memo. It still carries the blueprint of a body meant to wake in the dark sometimes, to lie still, to let the mind wander before drifting back under. That's why 3 a.m. feels so personal, so loaded with thoughts you don't have during the day. It isn't a malfunction. It's an old room in your mind that modern life rarely lets you enter. Ancient humans had that hour too, but they didn't spend it staring at a screen. They talked to the person beside them. They lay in the dark and let their thoughts move without judging them for moving. You reach for your phone instead. And that single choice might be why the middle of the night feels so much worse now. Blue light tells your brain falsely that the sun is still up. It suppresses melatonin, the hormone that guides you back to sleep. So checking the time doesn't just fill the gap, it extends it. Your ancestors' waking hour had no such trap. Darkness stayed dark. The gap was a bridge, not a spiral. So maybe the fix isn't forcing yourself back to sleep the moment you wake. Maybe it's remembering what that hour used to be for. A moment to lie still, to let your mind wander, to trust that waking in the dark isn't a sign something has gone wrong. Because for most of the time humans have existed, it hasn't been. Tonight, when you wake at 3 a.m. and the ceiling stares back, remember this. You're not failing at rest. You're returning for a moment to a shape of night your body has always known.